On today's episode of WatchJRGo, another LS swap, but this one I hate. What is going on, guys? I am WatchJRGo, and today, like I said, we're back with a familiar engine, one that you guys have seen me throw in a whole lot of cars over the years. My favorite engine to work with, parts availability, price, everything about it is amazing. Performance, they seem to run forever. Even, it doesn't really matter what you do, they just kind of run forever. And this one is gonna go in something you guys have seen before. So let's go take a look at the platform it's going in. This is the Rustorod. This is Jeff's truck that's been on the channel before. You guys saw it 2 years ago while I was in the shop. It had a 350 in it. Wasn't it just a stock 350? Yeah, I thought it was a stock 350. And that 350 is gone. And now this C10 is gonna get the greatest engine of all time, the LS. You can see this engine bay is all cleaned up, kind of like the S10. This is no frame off restoration like the S10, but it looks really nice with a little bit of paint in there. This one's getting everything left behind, like heat and all that good stuff. None of that's leaving. It won't have AC yet, but it will have heat. And it's just funny that it has this big quarter turn ball valve there to shut the heat off. So this is looking really good and ready to go. The transmission is probably going to come out and get rebuilt very soon. It's also funny that the roof rack can hold the transmission up with that strap right there. It works out pretty well. And we got a vacuum brake boost there. We got the good battery too. And this trunk just looks awesome. It always does. So this 67 C10 has a really awesome look. I just enjoy the truck a lot, and it was really cool. You guys loved it when it was on the channel before, and that is why we are now going to give it the worst LS swap of all time. We've got the American cowboy hat in here, a classic, a full dash that's in a really good shape, honestly. I mean, it's got the usual cracks on the dash pad there, but that's about it. Steel door cards, and I'm pretty sure these are just like cabinet pulls from Lowe's or something like that. They work out pretty well too. So that
it's getting new rims.
Okay.
New tires.
Yep.
He's gonna chop the ladder rack to where it's tight to the cab.
Oh, nice.
And it's getting, as soon as it's done, it's going straight to the upholster guy. And he's gonna do the door and the seats.
Okay.
And like a denim type deal is what he's having done to it. So the whole thing's gonna get done.
Well, that should look sick. And it will perform just as well as it looks with this junkyard 5.3 that's going in the truck. So this is a 215,000 mile 5.3. You can see the block stamping right there, the 4853. And apparently this was scrapped because the timing chain broke and they thought that was the end of it. Check it out. New, we got dormant everything on there, even the dormant timing cover going on there, but everything is brand new. One very, very, very expensive trip to O'Reilly's. And we've got a whole bunch of parts here, all Velcro gaskets, MSD coils. The balancer is original, just painted there. More Velcro gaskets there. And we have LS7, everything else. Obviously, we're going with MSD for timing control as well. So we have the full Holley combo going on here. Everything will be basically brand new with a bunch of GM Performance LS7 parts. All of that's going together with the LS9 cam because apparently that's a pretty mild cam and it's only $150. So this is a little bit of a value build. It's not a huge money build or anything like that. And we are gonna commit the cardinal sin, something that I hate more than anything in the world. It's getting a carburetor. It's getting a Holley intake and a Holley carb, and then this thing will be a runner without my favorite thing in the world, fuel injection. So it'll probably run pretty well. It's still gonna be an LS with modern timing control, but carburetor. But today, we're gonna start assembling this thing. We are going to get the lifters in. We got LS7 lifters, of course. That's what everybody goes with. We've got lifter trays, everything sitting here, brand new, ready to go in it. So we're gonna oil everything up real quick, start building this engine, and I don't know how far we're gonna get, but we'll stop once we make a little bit of progress on it. And the heads, there's a little bit of work that needs done on the heads. Obviously they have broken off exhaust studs in them. They always do. And we need to go weld on those exhaust studs and get those things extracted. Then we can bolt it on and start putting this thing in the truck shortly after. New oil pan too, new valley cover, ICT billet.
Holley 600 carb.
Holley 600, and that with all the other new parts on here. Is the pan from Holley too, the swap pan?
That is should be the hot rod Holley. It's a hot rod Holley pan, I believe.
Awesome. Well, This is gonna be a great combo. Obviously we got a new oil pickup too, new O-ring. The windage tray's already on. A lot of this thing is already bolted together. The rotating assembly is in, so it's not very far from running. It just needs assembled real quick and shoved in the truck.
Camaro's next.
How's that? What are you talking about? It runs perfectly. It starts every time.
Transmission.
All right, here's our lifters. They've been over here soaking with some oil. So now we're ready to throw them in here. Obviously everything's assembly lubed up. We're gonna mix that with a little bit of oil in here. All right, we're gonna stick our lifters in here and then get set up with our trays. So here in a minute, I'll just get covered in oil. You gotta get dirty sometimes.
It's clean oil.
That is fresh oil, that's for sure. Obviously, get your roller on the bottom of the lifter lined up with your cam. And also make sure you're ready to put your tray on. As long as you get those, they've got flat sides on them. You get those lined up first. That way you don't have to fight when it's time to get the tray stuck in its position. You don't have to be super careful. But
Just don't drop them on the roller.
yeah, don't drop them. Don't create any new flat sides, obviously, you know.
It just has a whole bunch of Corvette parts going on.
It sure does, it sure does. For a junkyard 5.3, it is set up.
Yep. The only thing that was not messed with was the crank, because it seems to be in perfectly good condition, so we left the lower end alone.
215,000 miles, and look at the bores in these things. The block has never been touched, and it looks brand new. LS engines always look like this. It's mind-blowing how good they are. I mean, sometimes it's hit or miss, but for the most part, they're just perfect right out of the gate. And by right out of the gate, I do mean 215,000 miles out of the gate. We got one bank of lifters in. On to the next one. We're gonna have all of this put together here in just a minute. Now for our lifter trays, which is a subject of great debate on the internet. Nobody knows which way they go in. Some of these blocks actually have castings for the furrows. They just lock in there. And the factory diagrams do show them going down. It seems like people might put them in any direction. And I'm gonna go with the factory diagram because I don't think that's the move. So we're gonna go ahead and sneak these things in there a little bit because our engine hoist is kind of right in the way, but that works out. So they're gonna sit in there like that, and then you gotta get them all lined up, which is the tricky part. So luckily everything's oiled up. And look at that, that one went right in. Also, make sure these aren't off center. There's a centering ring on the bolts. These are special bolts just for the lifter trays. Get the right bolts. And make sure you have that centering ring because it will line these up. So they're basically perfect. Like there's no movement. Okay, there's a little movement, but I tried to like center it on that. On the other side, I'm already good. So I'll rock it back and forth, find the center that I like, and we'll go ahead and tighten them down. Now let's get this one in there. Obviously, like everyone says, hydraulic lifters, make sure you soak them. And now we're good to go. Time to torque down our lifter trays here and see what's next. I didn't even know it was engine assembly day. I just showed up and here we are putting the thing together. So hopefully it's done in the next week. That's really the goal here, is this thing's gotta run pretty soon.
It's gotta go into the darkness
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah, is that where we're
finished?
Okay. All we really need to do is go get those bolts, those studs that are broken off and the heads out, and we can finish putting the thing together.
Yeah.
And then we're ready to stab this thing in the truck. 106 it is, here we go. I like 106, look at this. This is how you have to do it when you don't have any help.
I've been cutting trees all day, bro.
Well, luckily I'm over here with the shoe finesse.
I honestly thought it was gonna take longer to find the torque specs. So.
Okay.
But I should have known, everything is 106 inch-pounds.
Everything on the engine, yep. I forgot the oil pan too, huh?
On the...
Ooh, 100, I went a little high on that one. I'm just giving it a little extra snug. We should go to 106 plus 90. Just snaps
Good luck
off.
finding those bolts.
Click!
Yeah.
Battery's dying in the torque wrench here.
Yeah. What does it take?
Yeah, double A's or something.
I got them, if we need them.
All right, I'm gonna hit it one more time. 113, I like that. That's my kind of inch pounds.
It'll probably back out.
Oh, look how close I was. I almost got 113 twice. So we're getting the swap pan all set up right now, mounting the oil baffle there, and we needed a little bit of Loctite. So in a couple seconds we'll have the pan mounted and we'll be ready to move on to our heads here. Look at this guy.
70 miles a gallon, that's
This guy's full of bad ideas. 50cc four-wheelers, and this is the guy that came up with the carburetor on the LS idea.
Only way to go.
I beg to differ. We got fuel-injected LS engines everywhere. Anyway, Tyler here brought us some Loctite, which is exactly what we needed.
Blue, and I don't know how old the red is.
3 choices. That's insane.
Well, I got 2 reds. I don't know how old the red is.
We'll set the torque setting for the pan valve right here. No. Yep. See, that's the torque setting.
3 others.
Yep, that's definitely it. We got some red Loctite on the oil filter adapter there. Thanks, Tyler. You're doing more work than Eric's been doing the whole time. Look at this guy.
That's pretty standard.
All right, I'm gonna go inside now. I'll see you guys later.
He's out of here.
Can I borrow your 4-wheeler? I've never ridden something that nice.
Yeah, just say bozos and not have anything to
I
back
said
up.
no offense.
I said it's in the Geneva Convention. All right, where's that RTV here? Somebody's got it.
If I get down, I'm not getting back up. I can tell you that right now.
Do you like come with it?
So we need probably a drill bit so we can get this RTV to work again. Nah, you know what? Forget the nozzle.
Yeah.
This looks pretty good to me. Let's toss it in.
Figured you might as well do it the easy way.
What's the easy way?
I don't know, swinging on an engine hoist,
Oh, yeah, obviously.
laying in oil on cardboard.
Who doesn't love working like that?
I don't know, Tyler.
He did walk right over here and say, why aren't you guys using an engine stand? Well, you see, we usually try not to do it the easy way.
Well, we decided to put the back plate on, so we had to get it off the engine stand.
All right, that goes pretty easy with 2 people. We usually do this with one person just fighting for their life, you know? I guess if you do it on an engine stand.
Well, I have two rivals here. I got a injector boy and a carbureted old man, I guess.
I do hate those carburetors.
I want to buy him some Crocs tomorrow.
Well, we should get him some proper lighting for carburetor guys. I'm thinking a gas lantern. Or how, you're into those, right?
No, we get a head flashlight. Forehead flashlight.
They got like a little carbureted head flashlight or something.
It's got a Venturi in it.
Once I get Tyler Crocs, I bet he never takes them off though. He'll live in those puppies.
I heard the Hey Dudes are the way to go.
We got some guys that play softball and Hey Dudes.
All right, 18 foot-pounds on the oil pan. We're just about done. Finishing up our sequence here. And then we're ready for the heads that we don't have. Why aren't you using your welder and pulling those studs, man?
I need to get a welder. That is one flaw I got. I do not have the welder.
Well, we don't have one over here either, so.
Starting to look like an engine.
Yeah. As soon as the pan goes on, you're like, oh, it's done.
Yeah.
You can even leave the crankshaft out, and you're still like, yeah.
Strip block's pretty much done.
Seems to turn over really easy.
Yeah. How come the pistons aren't connected to anything?
They're Bluetooth.
Man, Bluetooth funnels and Bluetooth pistons. What a world we live in. We made too much progress today. That's what's going on.
Yeah, we need a full chair 6 feet up.
I need a chair. Everybody else here has a chair.
You
All
have a 67 chair.
I got 65 chairs.
65 chair.
A few chairs. It's all right.
There's a few chairs here.
They work out pretty well. We got the oil pan done. We got the rear cover done. It's time to tighten down our front cover. I was going to spin it, but I always worry, you know, when you got it up here, you're like, I could fall on my foot at any time, especially if I spin it. So
Spinning is winning.
I'm going to go ahead and not do that. But 18 foot-pounds back there. You guys can look up torque specs on LS. You don't need me to tell you. These are pretty simple. So almost done here, and that will leave us with nothing left to do but the heads. And we're ready to torque it. Felt like no leaks to me.
Well,
Feel that?
it also won't be leaking in my driveway, so that's
We're all good here, actually.
depends whose driveway it's leaking in.
Wow. I did 173 on that one. Didn't look. 172.
Heck yeah.
Not bad. We're putting the flex plate on right now. Look at that. We got the SFI rated flex plate.
Yeah,
Man.
this thing's gonna be banging RPMs.
SFI 13. Flywheel's going on already. This is going together faster than it should. We don't even have the heads ready yet.
Oh, they're ready.
I guess we could technically put them on.
Yeah, they just have two studs broken on.
So tomorrow, the game plan is to get the heads on, gaskets on, heads on, paint the engine, and have it ready to go in the car. Because we got a lot done today. All the fun stuff that makes it look complete. Are we keeping track of our hours on this, Bill? Anyway.
That's my neighbor Tyler, and everything we do is he's got an hour book. And
Oh, okay.
Everything's by the hour with that guy.
Every 30 minutes.
Good thing we only pay him $3 a flag hour, so it all works out.
They don't pay very well around here.
Now, you don't have any use for any of this, right?
Well, we also, like, you could accept tips. That's why we pay $3 to $3.27.
Right.
Yeah.
Tyler, do you want any use for any reason?
Anyway, obviously the worst LS swap of all time, carburetor. I don't love it, but we're gonna get it done and we're gonna make that truck fly. It should be a ripper because it doesn't weigh too much and it's got a great heart in it. A lot of you guys might appreciate it too. Let me know in the comments. Do you love the carburetor idea? Do you hate the carburetor idea?
Love it!
Overruled. That is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop WatchJRGo.com for cool shirts just like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. And I will talk to you next time. We got all this done and cut all the trees out of your yard in one day. Not bad, right?
We didn't mess around.
Dude, check this out. Okay.
This is all the dirt in the solvent tank. Oh, the seal came out of the solvent tank. All right.
I mean, it's a very Atwoodsy solvent tank.
It sure is.
We expected that. I'm really surprised that it's been in here for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I'm amazed that it's still.
Man, if you just take our TV and reseal it, you're good to go again. Now, let's get it out of here.
Yeah, let's just go set it outside for now.
Don't step on your rockers.
Yes, sir. His trash can always seems to tip over on Thursdays.
Yeah.
So I'll take a picture of it. You're like, HOA here.
I did just read a story about an HOA where they said the trees didn't look tree enough. It's a real thing.
Your trees ain't treeing.
They're not treeing very well.
So
anyway.
when we were looking at this house, I asked Jess Dunbar if it was an HOA, and she goes, yeah, and I go, well, hold on. I said, there's no way an HOA would love me around.
Right?
So the realtor checked into it and there wasn't an HOA.
No HOA, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, us car guys, we don't get along with those HOAs.
Not at all.
They come right after us.
Cuts into my fees.
Yeah, the race car building fees. Yeah.
I sent you that bill and I haven't received
HOA dues.
Keep checking.
Well, there we go. The engine's on the engine stand, ready for the heads to go on after we give it a little wipe down tomorrow. And of course, flywheel's all bolted on, torqued down. This thing's ready to rock and roll, just in a matter of minutes. Well, I guess I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll have some fun.
Get the welder.
Get the welder. Well, actually, you know, the heads will never have any sealing problems if we just weld them to the block.
You're not wrong.
I've heard.
Can you lay dimes though?
I'll stack some dimes.
Because nickels are too big.
I'll just bring a whole bunch of them. We'll put them in for the gasket.
Yeah.